One moment. We have not violated. One moment. We have not violated any laws. It's all very well to suggest that we have done this grand elaborate thing. Have you seen it? If you haven't, please don't allege. Have you come to see what we are doing? We just have a simple stage where the oath-taking ceremony takes place. We have barricaded the pit, the audience, which is predominantly our cadre, which is going to sit on the stands.
I'm told you wanted a separate stage for VVIPs.
Everyone to point fingers.
You wanted a separate stage for VVIPs.
Not at all, please. Why don't you come and be a spectator to the event and then have this television program after? The way you are projecting this is as if we're trying to show a huge pomp and show and show that we have arrived. We have not. But clearly the lotus has bloomed. And if the lotus has bloomed, it is absolutely our right to enthuse our cadre who has been responsible for this historic victory. The fact that a number 3 party is at number 1 today has put a lot of people into the insecure zone to which they are entitled to express their opinion. But we have not violated any law and least of all have we shown any indiscriminate use of unnecessary expenditure. This is an oath-taking ceremony that we want our cadre to be a part of, and I think we're entitled to that.
Okay, it's a simple oath-taking ceremony. Final word to you, 30 seconds, Abha Singh. Is it do you see that as every political party is entitled to stage a oath-taking ceremony in a manner that their cadres get enthused? That it is not, you may feel inconvenienced, you may believe there's a violation, but the cadres will be enthused come tomorrow.
Rajdeep, they have been voted to serve, not to flaunt. Secondly, Maharashtra Regional Town Planning Act 37A very clearly says Wankede is an RG, it is a recreation ground. It can only be used for national independence like Independence Day and National Day, not for any political function. They have violated 37 of the Maharashtra Regional Town Planning Act, which is a cognizable offence. And here they are talking of grandeur. They have broken all the rules. Fadnavis starting a clean innings from Wankede, he is violating the law, and forget the money. Money, I think the way corporate houses have come, and it was shocking the other day that the Prime Minister had arms of a corporate tycoon on his shoulders. If this is the way BJP is going, it is shocking that what development and what vikas is coming.
Okay, so you're saying that the BJP in a sense is flaunting its new image, flaunting its wealth. China NC saying there is no wealth being spent. She hasn't told us how much it will cost. I hope that the bill will be provided to the people of the country through an RTI. We will put in an RTI to find out how much you've actually spent on this swearing in. China NC.
And under public domain.
In the public domain. I'm glad that that will be put. I hope the BJP puts the real amount in the public domain. Okay. China NC. Abha Singh, appreciate your joining us on our face-off today. Let's move on. Let's turn to a controversy that is brewing in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The Uttar Pradesh police have shamed themselves by voicing a very bizarre and misogynist mindset. Instead of ensuring the safety of women and understanding the reasons for a spurt in sexual crimes in Akhilesh Yadav's state, they've chosen virtually to blame women for it. They now say mobile phones, indecent dressing and Western culture promote rape. Tonight we are asking, are Uttar Pradesh's policemen living in a stone age? Amir Haq has this report.
Women insulted and blamed for the rising sex crimes graph in UP. Does this deep-rooted medieval mindset worry those in power in Uttar Pradesh? Will these policemen be hauled for such offending remarks? After all, where do the victims of sex crimes go to in UP?
जो कि एक अटपटा और बेतुका जवाब है, क्योंकि पुलिस इस मामले में जैसे हम कहना चाहिए कि हम 21वीं सदी में चल रहे हैं और अगर हम इंटरनेट को इसके लिए दोषी माने तो ये अपने आप में जवाब सफिशिएंट नहीं है.
The reasons only get more and more bizarre as one leaves through the replies given by individual police stations, be it Firozabad, Etawah, Allahabad, Meerut or Hapur. Each one blaming it on women, Western culture, mobile phones, the electronic media, changing social norms and even on rising public awareness. Remember Samajwadi Party Chief Mulayam Singh Yadav's controversial "boys will be boys" comment? Yadav's comment holds a mirror to what clearly is an attitude problem in the state.
Off the record, senior police officials do admit that such views from ground-level police officers are anti-women and reflective of a patriarchal mindset within the forces. Also, that the forces urgently need to be sensitized and trained to correctly handle issues connected with women.
After much uproar, a red-faced UP Police Department has sought a report from zonal IGs on the absurd replies filed.
Information has not been processed by the DGP headquarters. It has been directly given by the Thana to the applicant.
The IG Police's response shows the disjointed functioning of the UP Police and how they may have taken the exercise very lightly. The state police and administration is in clear need of an overhaul. The biggest roadblock may be the lack of political will. With Amir Haq, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Okay, let's raise the next big question. Mobiles per rape. Are the UP cops still living in the Stone Age in this country? That's what I want to ask next here on the news today at 9. Joining me now in the studio, Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, is here with me in the studio. Also joining me, Brinda Grover, advocate and activist, joins me. We'll also hope to be joined by Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party. But I want to ask you first, Vikram Singh, just look at the statements. The officials at the Partapur police station in Meerut say, the sudden inflow of knowledge through cell phone technology has led to too much information in the hands of formative minds, which is proving to be counterproductive and even dangerous for women. Am I to understand that if a woman has a mobile phone, that is leading to a spurt in sexual crimes, including rape, is what is being suggested by your police in UP? What does it suggest about the mindset of the policeman, sir?
Mr. Rajdeep Sardesai, I am aghast at the observations, insensitive.
Yes.
And unprofessional responses that the police have given in this case. And depravity and debauchery lie in the eye of the beholder. How would they interpret the rape of a 6-year-old child, 6 months old child? How would they interpret the rape of dead bodies? How would they interpret the rape of mentally challenged 80-year-old senior citizens? They don't use mobile phones. They do not wear provocative clothes. In fact, they should come down and take suitable action as per law against those who are habitual criminals and wanted criminals.
Sir, those are fine words, but let me give you more examples. Your Deoria ASP, Keshav Chand Goswami, in March 2013 says, "Itni purani aurat ki ka kaun balatkar karega? Who will rape such an old woman?" April 19, 2013, an IPS officer, Aligarh SSP, Amit Pathak, is said, "Have you seen her being raped? How can you say that she was being raped?" They asked the parents of the girl. There seems to be something wrong with the mindset. Are UP's policemen not being trained, sir, in being gender sensitivity, in understanding how to deal with sexual crimes?
These remarks cannot be condoned. Number one, training in facts and lessons and tutorials in sensitivity are required.
No, are they being done? At the moment, are required is for the future. At the moment, sir, I have the police. When you were DG, did you all ever have a training course? Honest answer, in gender sensitivity for your police officers. Be honest.
We did have, I would say that we did have gender courses, but it depends upon the person. You can take the person to the water, but the drinking.
You are saying these are individual cases?
These are not individual cases. No,
something wrong with the system?
Without exception, all the responses from eastern to central to western UP are unanimous in the sense that they are insensitive. They are in fact indicative of a
Let me bring in Brinda Grover. Brinda Grover, are these isolated instances, or do you believe this typifies the way the policemen, as this RTI is revealing, deal with the problem of sexual crime? They seem to almost see as if the woman was asking for it. Some are saying it's because of the dress code, others are saying because they use mobiles.
Yes, I think that's a very pertinent point, and we need to highlight that what this RTI has actually done, which is much more significant than, say, a sting operation on a few cops and getting their narratives,
yes,
is that it actually now portrays to us and tells us that this is the official institutional understanding and analysis of sexual violence. This is not an aberration that we are seeing. These are not individual mindsets that we are seeing. This is an official response given by the police stations, and therefore has to be seen as an institutional problem. So we need to move away from the individual mindset. Secondly, we also need to see that this is not an insensitive response. It is an unlawful, illegal response. and therefore the way to correct it cannot be let's hold a gender training, gender sensitization. This is no longer going to work. It's been 2 years when there has been strong public discourse around the issue of sexual violence. At the end of it, this is the official answers given by the UP police, which is the police acting on the ground under the superintendence of the highest police officer right up to the DGP, IG of UP.
Right.
Therefore, what we need to see here is, and we have been saying this and I have been saying this repeatedly, we are not going to change mindsets. I don't care whether it's Stone Age or medieval age, whatever. We in 21st century in India, we women are dealing with these men at the police station. Therefore, where is your standard operating procedure? Where is your protocol? Why are you leaving it to these policemen to decide?
Okay, I take your point, because the problem that I see is that it has also got a lot to do, Gaurav Bhatia, with the way your politicians speak. Look at what Mulayam Singh Yadav said.
Yes.
लड़कों से गलती हो जाती है, रेप के लिए फांसी देना गलत है. Take a look at what another of your senior leaders said. Ram Gopal Yadav, in many places when the relationship between girls and boys come out in the open, it is termed as rape. In many places, girls and boys are ready, but honor killings take place. I'm just giving you examples of the kind of reactions I get. The other day, Akhilesh Yadav said it's a problem of Google that spreads this impression that rapes are on the rise in UP. I mean, where is the sensitivity in the political leadership, Gaurav?
Yeah. Rajdeep, first of all, I would be with you till 9:45 sharp because I have some other commitments. I request you that you utilize my time properly. I will answer all your questions.
Please answer my question. Forget about time. This is a serious issue. You should not be approaching. This is a serious issue, Mr.
No. It is a very serious issue. It is. I take it more seriously than even your channel, and I register my protest that you started late, so we will not be able to have a comprehensive and meaningful debate. Now, let me tell you first of all, since you raked up the issue of Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav's statement, I would just like to, in short, clarify before I go to the main point that Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav had made that statement in relation to capital sentence which was amended by the Criminal Law Amendment Act in 2013, referring to juvenile persons. The Women's Commission have already found the answer to be satisfactory. I leave it at there. And now I would move on to the query that has been made. Let me state this, that the querist had made this query to the DGP office. And it was in relation to the entire state of UP. The DGP office was assimilating information from all districts. And what you are showing on your channel is not the official reply to the query.
Sir, please. Now let's not stretch my, let's not stretch my intelligence. The fact is, these are statements made by police officers.
Allow me to complete. Rajdeep, allow me to complete myself because now is the most important part. I think such statements being made by the police officers are condemnable, and this is not the stand of the state or the DGP office. I'm clarifying it. And now I've spoken to the highest police officer, and he said he would even go to the extent of taking departmental action.
It's not departmental action, sir. It is about conditioning the mindsets. I think, Brinda, the point that you're trying to make, Brinda, is that mindsets have to change. I mean, bringing a government circular, Gaurav, is not going to change anything.
What? No, Rajdeep, it is not about circulars. Let me tell you on your channel that UP is the only state where the Chief Minister, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, had ordered setting up of fast-track courts for crime against women. No other state in the country has done it. We did it this year. There is a women's power line, and there are other measures that we have taken. But if there are aberrations that a few police officers decide to give such an answer, which is not even official,
you're saying it's an aberration.
The police force of more than 1 lakh police officers who are
you're now taking away the time.
cannot be painted
okay,
with the same
let
brush.
me bring in Vrinda.
That
Vrinda,
is all I'm trying to say.
Vrinda, 2 points. I get your point, sir.
I think it's very...
They are doing their work.
Sir, you're not even allowing the lady to speak. This is also because... Let's reserve time for Vrinda. Go ahead.
Vrinda ji can go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Vrinda.
It's extremely unfortunate. Yeah, thank you, Gaurav. I think it's very unfortunate that Gaurav is defending the indefensible. If the DGP of your state does not
let
know...
us speak.
Please don't say that. I started by saying that this is not an acceptable response. I never defended them, and in my lifetime, I will never defend it.
Yeah, go ahead. Let Vrinda speak now, please.
All right.
This is not the official.
Ma'am, I'm not...
official.
You are incorrect.
Can I not be interrupted, please?
Vrinda,
you
yeah,
have
please.
had your say. This is your interpretation. That's your interpretation, Gaurav.
But
I am not.
Zoom in your camera. This is the reply that has been given. That's not official reply.
No, okay. I'm sorry. You cannot go on holding this flag for the state of UP and dominate and then say I'm walking out.
Right.
That's not the way you do a democratic debate.
If you are stating incorrect facts,
is a
then I have all the
given...
right to let you know that factually you are incorrect.
Okay, yes, you made your point. Let her make her point.
Kindly give the facts in your turn.
Yes.
Yes, please give the facts in your turn. Don't try and shout me down because that's not going to happen easily.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think what we need to see
No, enough, Gaurav. Let us speak.
This is a reply given to an RTI query officially received from your police station offices. We haven't done a sting operation that you can deny. If you are telling me that your DGP is not aware that the rank and file of the people operating at the police stations have a deeply misogynist attitude and are not taking violence against women, they do not view violence against women as crimes, then I think this is a severe lapse of leadership. I think Rajdeep has a very pertinent point when he says, what is the signal being sent out? The signal by the political leadership, by the signal by the police station, and in other states we are seeing what is the kind of social religious cadre, what is the information that is being spread out. Right. Across the board there is unanimity. This is male privilege to commit sexual violence, which is now being challenged, which we have codified as a crime. The police refuses to recognize it. Why do you? I want a simple answer from Gaurav Bhatia. Forget the fast track courts. They exist in Delhi also. UP is not the only state. Do you have a standard operating procedure that you can show on camera just now or make it available in the public media for how the police is to act when a woman comes in with a complaint of sexual violence? Kindly make it available in the public domain today.
Gaurav has left us, but Vikram Singh should be able to tell us, the former DG. Do you have a standing operation procedure if a woman comes to make a sexual complaint to a police station in Uttar Pradesh, or will she be given the kind of remark, mobile, no wonder, you wore jeans, no wonder someone has tried to sexually assault you. Is this the kind of response she will expect? Is there a standing operation procedure that can be laid out in the public domain as Vrinda is calling it?
On the face of it, there is no standard operating procedure.
There is no standard operating procedure. If I'm a policeman in Deoria or Meerut, there is no standing operating procedure.
Only when a police officer comes during, he is given the basic and the rudimentary parts of investigation, and that is, if you call it training in investigation, training in SOPs, training in investigation and follow-up. That is all. But what Vrinda ji is referring to is standard operating procedures on such sensitive matters. That sensitization, that categorization is not there.
It's not there. Okay, that's a confession. So we've got a confession from the top cop of UP.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Can I ask one more question, Rajdeep?
Yes.
There is a new provision in law that if you conduct investigation in a case of sexual violence to the prejudice and against the law, there will be a case registered against the police officer under section 166A of the Indian Penal Code. Correct. Is there a single FIR registered against a police officer under 166A of the Indian Penal Code for not conducting investigation in a case of sexual violence in accordance with law? Please let us know.
Do you know of any such case?
At least I am not aware, not only of UP and not only anywhere in India for that matter.
Okay, so I think
how will law be a deterrent when you don't act on the law?
I think it's very clear we are getting confessions here from a top cop of UP that clearly reveals the rot that exists when it comes to dealing with sexual crimes. Clearly the policemen of Uttar Pradesh are living in another age. Vrinda Grover and Vikram Singh, appreciate your joining us here on our other talking point. My take, where do I stand on this issue? We change laws in the country. When will we change the mindsets of the law enforcers? That's the obvious question to be posed after the bizarre explanations offered by the UP police for a spurt in rape cases. But then why blame the policeman alone when the UP leadership calls a rape a mistake? Next time, before changing laws for women's safety, let's just change our lawmakers.